Hey Smash community, anyone, if you fell for this, shame on you. You have to excuse this ill patient. He's not well, he hasn't taken his meds. He's laughably misinformed and uninformed in the situation. His channel's not doing so well. In less than half an hour, he disables the ratings yet again. Did you not think this was deliberate? And if that's not convincing enough, 8 minutes later, for no apparent reason whatsoever, he puts up an arbitrary poll on his community tab where he sucks himself out from behind to summon the exact same brain-dead simp community he governs to assist him in that very self-loathing activity. Do you think a sane and credible individual does shit like this? Don't feel as bad as he feels every single day. He hates himself. And this corporate cock-sucking and biased take on the situation, well, that just proves that he knows nothing about what he's saying.
Rah rah the law, rah rah Daddy Nintendo got hype, rah rah entitlement.
Rinse and repeat the exact same narratives he's been shitposting for the past 7 years. Remember, if someone takes themselves seriously and if they believe the dumb shit they said, would they disable the ratings? It's pretty sad when your insecure and miserable existence revolves around a sodomy echo chamber between you and your simps. A bitter dickhole and corporate cocksucker who's just angry that he sucks at the YouTube life, and that's literally it. Run your obtuse cocksucking ass back to social media so you can not only challenge someone to a money match in the very same community you manufactured a bitter grudge against, but cancel that money match months later and use victims of a tragedy as a crutch for why your bitch ass continues to die a little faster inside in your little hole in the basement. Now that the cesspool where you lose every single one of your brain cells has had its 15 seconds of fame? Smash community, what the fuck did you guys do this time? Let's see. So the Splatoon community, in support of the Smash community, has 30% of the top teams in this weekend's Splatoon 2 North America Open, with team names in support of Melee and Smash. What's Nintendo of America doing response? Drum roll, please. They canceled their live stream for tomorrow's finals. Wow. So yeah, once again, you guys are making the news. So that's it. This is what everyone's in an uproar over. So Nintendo canceled their live stream because they don't like freedom of speech. Okay, I get it all out of the way. Yeah, they're well within their rights to defend themselves from being put between a rock and a hard place. They don't like mutinous insurrection. It's totally understandable because they don't want to be involved with that type of press. Wait, you said there's more? Of course there is. This is obviously bad blood between the Smash community and Nintendo of America. This is a corporate cause. So yeah, obviously no one should be surprised in all of that. But was that necessary though? I think them backing out of the live stream, and well, at least it was just the live stream canceled compared to EVO 2013, the big house. So there's a silver lining there. But why cancel the live stream? Has the world gotten so fucking cold that people will snowflake over protests that are, by the way, not abusive and non-violent? Yeah, I get that they don't want to be involved with that whole drama between the Smash community and themselves, but what's a harmless fucking protest exactly? To me, that's just very unprofessional and cowardly, because you gotta understand, these are the very same people who you will not mind giving you adulation, support, and any and all kinds of press otherwise. These are also the very same people that have been supporting you mindlessly, passionately, whatever, for many years now. So for you guys to be entitled, who will explain the individuals that put Nintendo and other multi-billion-dollar entities like them where they are? Nintendo ultimately just doesn't want to have a conversation involving an emulator and what they perceive as piracy. Remember, it's not a legality issue, it's a morality issue. Remember, that used to be a part of humanity more so then than now, but I digress. Also, just because they don't want to have the conversation doesn't mean they can confirm anything that they're misinformed, let alone biased to actually understanding. And that's what it's about, ladies and gents. It's about piracy. Well, like I said before, what they perceive as piracy. They hear Slippy, they hear a mod, they hear an emulator, and you apply their IP to that. Yeah, the conversation's not gonna go very far, obviously. And they're not budging. I'm not gonna tell you guys to move on. You already know what the fuck to do. That's just what it is, and maybe they're a little jealous that netcode offers better functionality than their own paid online service for a nearly 20-year-old game at that. You don't need Nintendo. You do not need a single dime from Nintendo. One thing I can say, and one thing anyone can say about the Smash community, if you're actually informed on the matter, this is a very charitable and passionate community. When they can band together and still do good deeds, how does that make Nintendo look to cancel a fucking live stream over some hashtags? So what if anyone other than Daddy Nintendo has more humanity than Daddy Nintendo? And apparently Chugga Conroy donated to your cause. So yeah, you clearly don't need Nintendo. But if Nintendo is not going to support you guys, and of course they're not entitled to, they need to get a true understanding of what they perceive as piracy. We get it. You don't want any headlines of you supporting piracy in any way because we can't account for everyone having a legal copy of your IP. We get that. You see this right here? It's very simple. Nintendo clearly has the capacity to do shit like this. They have brought life to many legacy compilations in the past. If they can stamp an obtuse and arbitrary timer on this legacy compilation right here, at full price at that, why can't Nintendo just simply make everyone happy and make a Smash Brothers compilation consisting of Smash Brothers Melee with online connectivity? It's that simple. They can forego the conversation they don't ever want to have about piracy. This is the ground zero right here. Your inability to be left alone, because of course they're going to protect their IP, especially when you place it next to anything resembling piracy, whether they perceive it as such or not. Well, that's because there is no middle ground. The Melee port alone with online connectivity will solve everyone's problems. Well, it should. That way Nintendo won't have to feel like they're being backed into a corner and their baby is being threatened in any way. And you guys will get the online connectivity for all of your charitable and passionate undertakings in your community. Why can't they do this for the foreseeable future? If they can do some dumb shit, like make both the physical and digital versions of 3D All-Stars a limited run, they can make the community that they clearly aren't the biggest fans of happy by just giving them the exact same treatment without the limited run bullshit with online connectivity. You all know that you will still support Nintendo in some way because that's just their high ground. Because we all know that Nintendo makes wonderful products, but absolutely shitty and outdated business decisions. Their business model is fucked. It's still stuck in 1985. They're clearly out of touch with the 21st century in so many ways, and that extends to other human beings that they share this planet with. So if you get nothing else out of this video, it's the call for a Melee port, just like any other legacy software with online connectivity. That's all you guys would need to do your thing. And it's more than possible because look what they did with the red, blue, yellow, gold, silver, and crystal versions on the 3DS's virtual console. LAN, local area network connectivity, because of course no one's going to use one of those old ass link cables for the Game Boy in 2020 or 2016 for that matter. And apparently this is just a Nintendo of America thing. I hear that Nintendo of Europe at least tries to be way more supportive than Nintendo of America. So this is not just on any one person in Nintendo of America, by the way. Obviously they're an entity. This is a corporation. This is more so on their legal team and basically the part of the company that's designed to not be anybody's friend. So the reality is Nintendo clearly doesn't give a shit to be involved with this, mainly because of what they perceive as piracy threatening their precious baby, and they don't want to be wrapped up in any kind of litigation involving that as a headline. It is childish, unprofessional, and very snowflake-like to cancel a live stream because of harmless protesters. Like I asked earlier, has the world gotten so damn cold that there are more and more snowflakes turning bitch over hashtags? Oh yeah, by the way, those questions are all rhetorical. Just give the people a Melee port with online connectivity. That way everybody can go their separate ways. It really makes you think twice about supporting these larger-than-life entities, doesn't it? Because at the end of the day, of course, it's always about the bottom line. They love your support. They love your adulation. They love any and all press you give them otherwise. But when it comes to shit like this, ladies and gents, you get that classic reality check that no one's your friend. So what will it be 1 month, 2 months, even 6 months down the line? Better yet, how will it be when the next Smash game releases? They supply all of the brilliant products and they're infallible. Don't ever go against them. They usually have the upper hand, especially in legal matters. This is nothing more than a wake-up call to that defeatist and simp mentality. There's one thing that every single consumer needs to comprehend whether they like it or not. Is it about the usual blind judgment calls because, you know, they're Nintendo and friends and don't you dare speak out of line? Or is it about the eagle-eyed assessment? Don't be so quick to blindly support. Ask questions. Don't fall for everything and stand for nothing. The choices are yours.